Before we dive in, a quick shout out to the community that makes this possible. This show is brought to you by the You Run Podcast Network, a space where everyone is heard, loved and welcomed. To support the creators and find your next favourite show, please visit yourunpodcast.com.
Another week, another spree. The murder, the mayhem, the depravity. They're pulling up a chair and dimming the lights. Two voices against the darkest night. He's horrified, she's got the stats. A lethal dose of cold hard facts. From Bundy's rage to the Dahmer spree. She's the expert, he's the one who's terrified. It's a true crime conversation, not a Wikipedia page. A deep dive into damnation, the killer's final stage. This ain't no fictional site, it's real life horror taking flight. From twisted motives and broken laws, the You Run podcast, bringing the screams and the flaws.
Good evening, Clarice.
Hello and welcome back to the You Run Podcast True Crime. My name is Scott.
And I'm Heather.
And we are a true crime podcast that's run and controlled by you through our Instagram page at You Run Podcast. There you get to pick the cases. You also get to have your say on what you think about the cases, and you get to call into the show and leave us voicemails as well. We
Yes.
are not a traditional podcast for true crime. We don't just sit here and read you out all the facts because shit, go to Google, read them yourself.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, we discuss the cases. We are opinionated. We're outspoken. We make jokes. We try to make this less doom and gloom and a little bit more entertaining. And my God, what a case we have today. Hannibal Lecter used Uber Eats. That's it. That's
It's
the
so
case.
straightforward. This is the thing. It is insane, but out of all the cases that we've done, we don't have a high body count with this one.
No.
It's like
It's-
one and done situation. That's it.
Yeah, it's one and done, and it's just such a bizarre case. So we're covering Armin Meiwes, who is a cannibal slash complete weirdo, I think is the best way to describe him.
I mean, like he is fucking weird. I'm not trying to justify him. Also, I think his last name is pronounced Meiwes instead of
Meiwes.
Muse. I think I'm almost positive, but also don't like come at me, anybody. But I think it's because it's not like Jason Mewes. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
not
okay.
like Jason Mewes. I didn't Google translate it to make sure because I was like, well, sometimes we say the names wrong, but I think it's Meiwes or something. It's weird, but anyway, he eats people, so
He
it doesn't.
does. I'm going to call him Armin all episode.
Yeah,
anyway,
let's just do
'cause-
Armin.
Yeah, I don't know how many people have noticed this, but I tend to use first names because, like, every true
Yes.
crime podcast is like, and Dharma this and Dharma that and Bundy this
Yeah.
and Bundy that. It's like, it's Ted. Like, call him Ted. That's his name.
I do both names. I tend to say their first and last names, and I notice that you do the first name, but I'm kind of giving them their full name. So I guess we kind of mix it up.
Some basics about this case. Armin was born in December 1961. He's a computer repair technician. He
Mhm.
murdered and cannibalized a single victim, Bernard Brands, in 2001.
Yes.
Both him and Bernd shared Bernd's severed penis as a snack, and I'm not even joking. Like, the fuck?
Let me just stop you for 1 second. Did you watch any documentaries on this? Did you find any?
I watched a couple of investigators on a couple of YouTube episodes who
Same.
done
And
the case, and they were talking about things they'd done. And I also went and looked at a lot of the crime scene photographs, and I went and done
which
like,
is
a big-
gross, but
yeah, like that room. We'll talk about it later, but the slaughter room. That's
Yes.
just the most awful room in the whole world ever.
well, this is the thing. Like, I watched one 45-minute documentary on YouTube. Forgot the name of it already. But in America, this is a German serial killer. So like you can't really find it. It's not like streaming. There's not a lot of like streamable content you can watch on Armin. So it's basically like if you have Apple TV or something, I'm not paying for that when I can just go to YouTube. So the penis eating thing was like
Yeah,
You
like
should have
there's
watched the commentator on this, the way that he was like, "Well, they ate the penis, they shared it, but they didn't really like it." Armin was like, "It's not for me, man. It doesn't taste that good. Well, it's
yeah,
somebody's dick."
I've got some really interesting facts of what they done with the penis when we get there,
Yes.
which like blew my mind. Like, there's so many times when I was reading through this case that I'm going, "What? You done what? And then you done what? Why? Why would you do that?" Like, I literally had moments where I'm like, "I can't I can't watch anymore. I can't read anymore. I need to go away, sit down," and it sounds horrible, but sit down and, like, almost chuckle to myself at how absurd this case is.
It seems like it's not real, like it's just a fetish fantasy, right? Like because the victim, he did consent, but it was the most non-consensual consent ever. Like
Y
he's like, "You can eat my dick. You can, but wait a minute. You can't eat my dick. You know what? Go ahead and eat my dick."
it
Literally, you guys, I'm not trying to be funny, but that is like how it played out.
Yeah, it's really, really weird, and it's like, it's just
This
so
man has no dick.
um, I
Ugh.
was I struggled to put together how we'd approach this today because even though it's a
Yeah,
very
it's
basic case, there's a lot of elements to it that need to
yeah.
come together to get there. So I decided to start with a bit about Armin and his mum.
Uh-huh.
Armin's parents divorced when he was young, and he had two older brothers, and they moved out. And him and his mum moved to an estate. They had a family estate, which had 44-bedroom house
Yeah.
and pony stables. They had money. They were not a poor family
Yeah.
by any stretch.
This looked like a fucking like hospital or something. It was so big.
Yeah, it's ginormous.
Yeah.
Now this is where his mother become very controlling. Now, forget Ed Gaines' mum.
Yeah.
Like, this woman was like so much worse. So
Yeah.
she wanted, because her husband had left her and the husband before that had left her as well, she
Mhm.
wanted to fully control Armin.
Mhm.
And she would basically get everything. He'd do all the chores around the house, and if he'd done anything wrong, she'd let him, like, ridicule him in front of his friends and her friends. She had a
Mhm.
nickname for him. What was his nickname?
I
She
don't
used to call him
remember.
Minchin, which roughly translates to female monk or nun. So she used to call him a little nun. She
Yeah.
also, when he went on dates, she would go too.
This
She
is
would
y'all.
accom she would accompany him on dates. Like, you are a helicopter parent, you openly admit it, but honest,
I'm
I
not
would
doing
be
that.
no, I would be the first person to call you
No.
out if you went, "Yeah, yeah, my son's got a date and I'm just gonna go along." I'd be like, "Heather, you can't do
No.
that. Just no."
I'm a helicopter parent in the sense of like with my littles that I am overly cautious with them. But like they still do shit. Like even Campbell does shit solo, but I'm in within range of him.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
exactly that. I hate using this term and I try not to use it on the show, but she was mental. So I went through a little bit of her
Oh.
life, and I've picked out just some highlights just to give you an indication of like what she was actually like. So she
Yeah.
was married once before Armin's father, and
Mhm.
that man ended up in a mental hospital after going crazy. He tried to kill them both in a gas explosion and cited mental cruelty for his reasons of divorce. She literally drove him to murder and insanity. Um,
Yeah.
Armin's dad, he cited mental cruelty for the reasons in his divorce, and he claimed that she only had Armin to try and trap him closer to her, which is
Probably that happens. Women be doing that. I'm not going to say what the term is for it because it is not PC, and I'm just not going to say it. But anyways, women do that shit. They will be like, "Oh, I'm going to get pregnant on the sly to keep a relationship," and then it's like it
yeah.
doesn't work out.
And guys, like, it's really easy to make sure that doesn't happen. Just strap up your little friend and you'll be
I
absolutely fine.
mean, I guess the time era though, you get it, 60s or well, yeah, 61.
Yeah,
So like things are different.
yeah, exactly. In 1965, she accused a neighbor and her husband of trying to murder someone in the village. When she was caught out for this being a lie and the police, like, turned up to interview her, she repeatedly fainted to avoid answering questions, so much so that the police just abandoned questioning her because they got fed up
She's
with
just
her going.
crazy. I'm gonna say it. She cuckoo bananas. Like she was mentally unwell. Like
She definitely needed some
yes,
help, and the one thing that, like,
yes.
topped this all off for me, when Armin turned 20, she bought him a gift, which was a sign for his bedroom door, which said "child room."
She's just, you know what? Like her jokes suck. Sorry, they do anyways. Like if you're gonna, I guess, berate your child, come up with something more clever. But I guess at the time, and they were German, so I don't get the German like humor. Calling him a little nun, I'm like, bitch, that's stupid. But it was very insulting nonetheless. But I just like, I knew I was like, this bitch is a fucking narcissist, like to the T. She's like everything. Like she's everything bad. Yeah, like Ed Gein's mom. She had the religious aspect over him, and I think that's what like where her motivation was at. But like this woman was legit fucking nuts.
Yeah, and like
That's what it is.
we see it with serial killers all the time. Like, I
Mhm.
look at that childhood and I fully understand things that would have pushed Armin into having these weird desires for control and power
Yeah,
and having
yeah.
someone close to him. Like, I get it. And like Armin said himself, like he was really close to his dad, and when his dad left, he had literally no contact. And he kind of latched to his mum, but also resented her at the same time. They had a really weird relationship.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
She becomes one of the linchpins for why he does what he does later.
Yeah.
Himself, like, this blew my mind when I started learning about Armin, because Armin, well, he seems like a really nice guy. So
He was very nice. He was very polite in society and everything.
he joined the army in 1981, and he was basically promoted to an officer by 1984. He was
Mhm.
well respected by his peers and by all his subordinates as well. So he was kind, he was affectionate, he would never refuse requests for leave. He showed interest in not just the physical well-being, but the mental well-being
Yeah,
of his team. He was always asking them how's the family? Have you got any problems at home? Um, he was engaged between 88 and 85, but broke things off because his fiancée reminded him too much of his mother.
I mean, I get that. And they always say you marry like if you're a woman, you marry someone like your dad, and then vice versa. But like, no.
Yeah, no. In 1993, he left the army and he planned on opening a computer repair business with his two older brothers. He ended up as a computer technician. His
Yeah,
training in the
yeah.
army, he was very, very skilled at that, and he could earn good money doing it.
Hmm.
His neighbors described him as polite, pleasant, well kept in appearance. He was entrusted with children.
Yeah.
Ba- he babysat, and he was actually the town Santa Claus every
Hmm.
single year.
He was
Um,
not like from the outside looking in, right?
yeah,
He's
like
like normal.
this is like BTK levels of
Yes.
double life. Like
Yes.
he gave free driving lessons to teenagers. He helped
Hmm.
arrange community events. He was like well thought of and respected. He
Yeah.
had a couple of serious relationships as well, which the town is it's a small town. We're talking
Yes.
like a hamlet. So he had a couple of
Yes.
relationships, and both of those ended when he basically said to his girlfriend slash fiance that he was bisexual. And at the time,
Hmm.
that was a no, we're done here.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. He sounds like a really nice guy. He sounds like everyone's best neighbor.
Yeah. Yeah, he does until he wants to eat your dick. But I mean,
Yeah, it's the thing is, like, while this is going on, you've got someone else
mhm.
involved in this, which is Bernd Barnes. So Bernd ends up being Armin's sole victim.
Yes.
He was living a very different life in a different part of Germany.
Mhm.
He was a gifted kid with mathematics and English. He had several degrees and ended
Yeah.
up with an executive position at Siemens, the mobile phone company.
Yeah.
Um, he was from a super rich family, but he made so much money himself. So he was earning in 1981 136,000 Deutschmarks a year, which roughly
Yeah.
translates to 70,000 euro. And if you put that into today's money, He was
Mhm.
on 295,000 euros a year, which is 247 US dollars a year.
I mean, that's you can live off of that. I mean, shit's expensive, but, like, if you buy yourself, you can live off of that. That's pretty
That's
good.
that's mega salary. The
Yeah.
average salary in the UK is around £50,000, which is
Yeah.
about $80,000, I think.
Mhm. I don't
So,
really know the conversion rate from the UK to the, like, to the pounds to the dollars. I always get confused, so I have to Google it because I don't know
yes,
what it is.
yeah, so the average salary here is like, I don't know, not even a third of that.
Yeah. Well,
So
he was a engineer, right? That's his
yeah,
actual profession. That's why, like, he also picked something for that time frame that he would have made a lot of money in. So did Armin, being like a computer technician. Computers were still so new, and the fact that he was already like so savvy. He was so like because he did some shit. He did some shit. Like he put some images and shit on his computer, and it was like shit for him to go back and look at.
yeah,
It was
he
not
was
okay. Like, but he
it
was so smart. Like he knew how to do all this stuff that like when you and I grew up and we got a computer, we're just like, I don't
we
know.
we were just in AOL chat rooms.
Yes, and if you used the landline, you got your fucking ass in trouble because you're like that disrupted the internet or you couldn't get on the internet.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, bizarre. How different the internet is now. Like right now, I'm
yeah,
recording here with you.
yeah,
There's Lisa's streaming something indoors. The kids are streaming stuff on their devices. Like CK's
yep,
up in his room online gaming. And when we were growing up, like none of that could
cannot do
happen.
that.
You could do one
No.
thing on one phone line, and if someone picked up the phone, it all goes off, all
It's like,
fucked.
yeah, it sounded like a fax machine or something. I remember because you'd have to schedule it. You'd have to ask permission, or my mom would be like, "Okay, don't call between this time because you're going to be online," and you knew it would disrupt your connection. Then at some point we got out of that. I don't remember what year because I can't. That's so long ago. I don't remember
Yeah, I don't remember when it stopped being that and
the
became
landline
easy.
stuff.
A
Yeah.
and now, like, my phone is more powerful than the home PC I had when we were
Yeah.
12.
100%. No,
Um,
I get it.
despite all of, Burns' success, he was miserable. He was really, really
Yeah.
unhappy. He had a broken relationship with his father. So his dad basically they just didn't get on. He'd also just been broken up from his,
Hmm.
fiancée. That fell apart. He cheated on her with a guy at a
Hmm.
work convention. So he was gay, but he was closeted gay,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
but this time, like, you would have been closeted gay. No one was coming out as being gay in the early '60s, mid-60s, they just weren't.
No, and also Germany probably had different laws about like even if it when it became more progressive, like the 90s, late 90s, like I
Yeah.
know other countries it would be like you get in trouble almost for that because
Yeah,
it's different.
yeah, he just yeah, I understand why he kept things like that quiet.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but by 1995, he had actually become the perfect victim for Jeffrey Dahmer. He frequented gay bars for casual sex, took drugs, drink, anything he could to get high
Yeah.
before he'd go and have sex, and he went to all these underground gay clubs. So, yeah, if Jeffrey Dahmer was in Germany, like, this would have been Dahmer's, dream man.
Well, I mean, perhaps he wasn't really how do I say this? Like the right color because Dahmer tended to have a stereotypical type that he went after. But yeah, nonetheless, he would have been an easy victim in the sense that he wanted to be with a man. So
Yeah,
there you
exactly that.
go.
He also enlisted male prostitutes to engage in fetish play, including acts of biting his penis. Like,
Don't do that.
no, I have a penis.
Ouch.
I don't want anyone to bite that ever.
I don't have a penis, but I know that teeth hurt the penis.
Mm.
Don't do that.
Yeah, and like he
Ah,
even asked some of them to cut it off. None of them agreed to that, but some of them did
uh,
agree to do knife play, where they'd like run the blade up and down his. Just no,
I'm just
like
like, for me, like, I don't want to kink shame because, like, I guess you like what you like, right? Like,
yeah,
whatever floats your boat. But there has to be like a line to where like your safety comes in tow. And it's like you're fucking asking somebody to play by your penis with a knife. And like, what if they did accidentally have cut it off? I mean, he wasn't
yeah.
ready for it.
Just like a slip or like even as a man who, this is very, very personal, but as a man who grooms, like even with a pair of clippers
I
with a
mean,
guard on it, I am going to be extra fucking careful because, like, the slightest slip, and I don't want
I
that to
know.
happen. It's going to
Look
hurt
at
a
me.
lot.
Look into my eyes. I know.
Yeah, just
As a
bad.
woman with different anatomy, but has to groom, I know. You ain't trying to cut no shits hanging off anywhere. And also, we have special grooming stuff. It's like
Yeah.
I forget what it's called, but it's for the balls because they're so sensitive. And like you can't just get a razor and be shaving that shit. You will cut one off. So
Exactly
I
that.
get it.
In 2001, he had his first communication with Armin, and this is where
Mhm.
the fucking wheels completely come off. So, what we're going to do is we're going to get your safety tip now, and then we will move on.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
Okay, so my safety tip. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. I was just already thinking of it because I was like, okay, we're in 2026. Okay, we're not living in 1990 something or even 2000, 2001. So I'm going to give a 2026 obviously safety tip because you think about the internet.
Yeah.
You could get into a chat room, you could tell people crazy shit. You could be like, come eat my ass or whatever. And they're like, ha ha ha. You just log off and they're never going to fucking find you, right? Because back then it's like you could get away with so much shit.
Yeah.
But 2026, guys, you cannot do that shit. So I guess my biggest like safety tip is that if you're going to be conversating with someone online, it's very important. This is for especially if you have younger kids that get online, play games, even you dumbass adults that still do stupid shit. Do not give a location. Do not give them your real name, especially like dating websites in particular. Do not give them personal affects about yourself. You have to fill these people out.
Yeah.
Do background search. I know I've said that before as a safety tip, but this is also very important because guess what? We live in an age where everything's hackable. You tell somebody your last names, they're going to Google you or they're going to find you, show up at your door and cut either your penis or your vagina off. Like they could, like, we don't know what could happen. But the whole thing is like, you have to be discreet. You have to be semi-rude. It's okay. Like, don't share information with people, guys. You cannot do this. Teach your kids. They play Roblox, bullshit like that, Minecraft, all that dumbass shit. Teach them. Lie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I just okayed it. Lie, but who gives a fuck? What is going to happen that you get to know this person if you're an adult and you're on a dating site or whatever? It's like, yeah, maybe you fibbed a little bit, but like you're trying to keep safe.
Yeah, exactly that. And even go one step further and get yourself a VPN so then they can't track you either.
Very true. I'm not really savvy like that, but my biggest thing is like, don't tell people personal shit that you don't know, right? Also, I'm not on any dating website, so it doesn't apply to me anymore. But I did meet my husband on a dating website, and he gave not a different name, but not like his name that I call him. And I also, like, I had no pictures of my children on there. Like, he didn't know I had kids. We kept it pretty... It was like we talked several weeks before I was like, you can have my phone number to text me first.
Did you have a different name on the dating site? Were you something else?
I didn't. You know what? I probably should have, but it was just Heather. Like, but I didn't have any very much personal stuff on there. It was like a very dry profile where if you were passing by it, you'd probably be like, I don't know, this looks fake because you don't have hardly anything written. And it was because I was like, let me see. And I got so many dick pics, y'all. Like, y'all don't understand. I didn't eat any of them, though. So that's like the good thing.
Yeah, we've said this before. Don't send dick pics. No woman wants to look at a
Jesus
dick.
Christ.
They just don't.
That's just how it is. But safety tip, like I said, be careful, be safe. Don't share information with strangers. The end. Don't do it.
Exactly that.
Listen to the Family Frights podcast, hosted by Mama Mary and Spookster Neo. Family horror for everyone. For deep dives into lore, gore, and a whole lot more in the world of horror, you are looking for the Horror Nerd Experience.
All shows available at yourunpodcast.com. That's right. All shows available on our website, yourunpodcast.com. Now adding the newest member, the Family Frights podcast, which is a very, very cool podcast. And it's the mum and son who talk horror movies. And honestly, they just done the Visit a little while ago.
Yeah.
The Visit scares the life out of me. And
I
listening to Neo
hate
going,
it.
yeah, Neo's like, yeah, this one's not that bad. I'm like, no, this one's terrifying. What are you on about?
He's like one of those kids, you know, because obviously Mary is like my bestie just in another state. And it's like so funny because we actually met through you.
Yeah.
Like when I first met you and we started conversating and getting together and then became friends and then started doing pods and stuff. That's how I met Mary. So like we're really good friends now. And so I'm always like, Neo is just not, he is scared of stuff. You'll hear that in episodes, but like, yeah, he's built different. He's pretty much like nonchalant about stuff. And I actually get to be on their show coming up soon. So I'm excited to record.
And I think by the time this comes out, that episode will already be out. So you'll be able to go and listen to Heather on the Family Frights podcast at yourunpodcast.com. Also, while you're on there, you'll find links to all of our socials. We're at You Run Podcast everywhere. So go and check those out. And you'll find the most important link of all, which means you don't need to listen to ads like this. It's the link to our Patreon. If you go there and sign up to Patreon, you get early access to this episode by 1 month. You get this episode a month before
not one
everyone
day.
else.
Not one day, like most Patreon, and you just get it a day before or like 2 days before.
Yeah, you get it a whole month before, and you get a whole extra show, which is True Crime Extra. You also get horror movie review every episode about 5 days early, and You Run Extra, which is the extra version of that. There's also a brand new podcast, which is Voices from the You Run podcast, which is now available on all podcast platforms and YouTube. That's on there as well. You also get 3 Patreon exclusive episodes per week and 3 YouTube episodes early release per week. You get content every single day of the week, Monday through Sunday. So all of that for less than a cup of coffee. Yeah, a lot.
You're doing the most. You're reminding me of what's his name, Sean from Deadstream. I think it's Sean is his name, Deadstream.
Yeah, sure.
I love that movie. That's not what we're talking about, guys. Sorry, but like tangent. But that movie's so fun, and it's not it's not scary to me, but it's fun. And so
I definitely am admitting those sort of vibes. Go to Patreon, sign up. You can sign up as a free member and you get 1 episode a week, or you can sign up at multiple tiers. All the information's on there. So go and do that. Let's go back to this case. So Armin seems all sunshine and rainbows, but you don't go from loved, respected member of the community to dick-eating cannibal overnight. Like, that's not an instant change. He had a secret life.
Yeah.
He had a desire for cannibalism from a very young age. And he was like 6, 7. Like, he had his first desires, and it was inspired by Hansel and Gretel and Robinson Crusoe.
Well, okay, like I get the Hansel and Gretel reference. Like I can get that because it's like the witch is eating the children, but it's just some of the shit that he did as a child to himself. I just don't know.
What did he do to himself? Because I didn't find anything on that. Tell me.
So in the documentary that I watched, and they had like the paper printed where they had arrested him, you know, whatever, and so they had mentioned that he took a Barbie doll, like he would take Barbie dolls apart, take them apart, make them look like they were dismembered, like mutilate their body. And on top of that, he also, this is what the article read, is that he put ketchup on himself, like smeared it on him so he would look like, oh, I've just been murdered. And it was like erotic to him. He was a child, like I think he was between like 10 and 12 when he was doing this. You put fucking ketchup on you so you could look murdered.
Yeah, I did read the ketchup thing. In fact, I think I've got it somewhere in my notes.
Yeah, he would like behead the dolls, take their legs and arms off. Like, it's not like okay, like kids do weird shit like that. They do, but that's not what he was doing.
No, he was also really lonely, and he created an imaginary friend that he called Frankie, who was his imaginary little brother. But he said he looked like Luke Halpin from the TV show Flipper, if anyone remembers Flipper.
I remember. Okay, I say I remember. We're not that old. No offense to anyone old, but just saying. My mom watched that shit. The dolphin, right? Is that what the word? Okay, I watched that dumb shit. She crazy. But anyway, I don't know who the guy is, and I'm trying to picture it, and I can't.
He was the little boy in Flipper, and that's
Yeah,
what
but I
his.
don't know what he looks like. I can't remember.
I should have got an image, but I didn't. Anyway, he over being overprotective and restricting access to girls, like he couldn't
Mhm.
date, and if he did, he had to go with her. He started having sexual fantasies about his imaginary brother. And this is where he would dream of consuming him fully to become one, which I thought was very Dharma-esque. It's a very Dharma-y.
It is because you're diving into that aspect of when all Dahmer wanted was a partner. He just wanted someone
Yeah.
that wouldn't leave him. So that's why he's like basically tried to turn his victims into zombies, etc. You've heard the show, you've listened to the episode, you know. But I feel like with Armin, it was more out of it, there's like a different motive to me in that way because it feels like he was more lonely than Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah,
Honestly, like he had more of a sadness behind it to consume, and I think he really did think it would be like a part of it. Like this is one.
yeah, I think so as well. And in 1999, his mum died, and when his mum
Yeah.
died, this is when he really
Oh, he went
ramped
wild.
things. Yeah, and like he started
I
filming
mean,
his own fetish videos. This is so
gross.
he would smother himself in ketchup in these videos and pretend to cut
Yep.
himself.
Yep.
He would tie himself and hang himself upside down, like a slaughtered animal.
It's just
He also made penises out of marzipan and mincemeat and would eat them on camera.
yeah. They called it in the documentary. I think he said papier mache or whatever. How is that how you say it? Like paper mache is basically what he's saying, but they were saying it fancy. And he would make the penises out of the paper stuff or whatever, and I guess eat it, like you said. And I was like, what
Yeah,
the fuck is he doing? This is
he used
arts
to
and craft gone wild.
he used to shake them out of mincemeat and eat them as well. And, like
Yes.
it's just
Oh,
bizarre. And like it was in the early 2000s when he started posting on message boards on the internet as the
yeah.
dawn of chat rooms become a thing. One of his first ads read, looking for a well-built 18 to 30-year-old to be slaughtered, then consumed. Now, I saw that and I'm like, no one replied to that. And then I started reading,
No.
I'm going, oh shit, no, he got loads of responses. Like people were replied and regularly backed out. Like everyone would be like, oh yeah, that
Oh
sounds really
yeah.
cool. And they'd chat about it, and then they're like, yeah, it sounds good, but I'm gonna pass. He did have a guy called Matteo. So he met a guy online called Matteo who wanted to be
Mhm.
whipped to death and then grilled with a flamethrower.
Girl,
Um,
no.
and he was so in for it that he actually got Armin to build a special room for this to happen, which got affectionately dubbed as the slaughter room. This was for the event. The room was soundproofed with mattresses and particle boards. It was then that he filled it with a steel frame bed, a foldable table, two nightstands, and then he decorated it with two rubber mannequins, a hatchet, a cat o' nine tails, and a cage.
Yeah, I just can't. Like I just disassociated for like I'm pretty sure I did. Because
It's
I'm like, bitch, why you trying to get grilled? You ain't Burger King. You can't have it your way. Like, what are we doing?
I don't understand it. Like,
I don't want to be grilled. I don't want to be, this is going to be X-rated. I don't want to be eaten in that way. Like,
no.
y'all ain't trying to like, y'all ain't putting my booty cheeks on no fucking grill and eating me. I see, this is the thing, Scott, about the internet. It's going to make me go off for just 2 seconds. Back then, people were so ballsy, and people are still like, you see trolls and they're like, you wouldn't say that shit to nobody's face.
No.
I guarantee you, all these mean ass bullies that are always like putting hate comments on people's reels that they don't even know and just being disrespectful. You wouldn't say that because you get your fucking block knocked off if you did. But
Yeah.
back then, it was just so that was like troll, 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 troll. That's when it came into existence. And I feel like that's what they did. They were like, oh, this dude must be crazy. We're going to say, like, we're going to play with him.
Yeah, and like Matteo
And
was
then
like,
they back out because, yeah, they're probably not that crazy.
do you know when Matteo backed out? So Armin sent him photographs of the
Yeah.
slaughter room, and Matteo
Yes.
went,
Yes.
"Oh fuck
He-
no!" Like
He
that
was
ain't
being
happening.
serious. And this is the thing. They played at Armin being I don't want to say naive, but there is some. He was a little bit naive because he believed by talking to these people that it would that sealed the deal for him that they were going to be like they're good. Somebody's going to let me eat them, and they're just you're giving up your life.
Yeah, and like he met another guy who had a username of Meat Boy. And these two, he actually met up with Armin. Their first meeting, Armin covered him in olive oil, and
Girl, no, that shit's
effectively,
expensive.
he
Mm-mm.
effectively seasoned him. They then were going to go. They met up again and went to the slaughter room. And Meat Boy backed out, seeing the slaughter room in person, and went, "No,
But
this
ain't
isn't
that
for me."
crazy? I just can't. I got real southern, y'all. Ain't that crazy? Lord help me. Bless your heart. Anyways, but the fact that he went through that far and Armin still didn't just like that's the crazy thing is that he didn't just kill him, right?
The
He was
thing
like,
is,
"Oh, you can go," like
yeah,
or
Armin always
whatever.
want Armin's thing was about consent. Like he never done anything unless they gave him permission.
Well,
Which
isn't he fucking nice to ask for consent before you eat somebody's booty hole and ding dong off? Like,
I
I
think
mean, I get it.
this is why I find him he's such an interesting guy because he's like I want to kill and I want to eat someone, but I'm
Yes.
not going to do it unless they say it's okay. Like
I mean, it
it,
doesn't make it okay. But like, I get what you're saying. He wasn't Jeffrey Dahmer
no,
or any other
he
cannibals that we
he
can
wasn't
talk of.
hunting. He wasn't out
No.
hunting and picking his victim. He was like, anyone want to get eaten? Like, anyone want to like cut their arm off and let me fillet it? Like,
No, he wanted I think he was maybe he was more so after the PPE, but like I don't know. Like I think at that point he obviously would probably get eaten whatever if somebody gave it to him. So I don't
yeah,
know why I'm laughing.
it's just it's one of those cases that
Maniacal.
you have to kind of laugh at it because it's so absurd. It is borderline Hannibal Lecter shit. Like the
It is.
conversations that's happening online, and then the meeting, and then the oh, I want to eat your liver, and they're like, yeah, I'm not really into it. Okay, no worries. Let's have a drink before you go. Have a nice time. I'll give you some cab fare. That's kind of the vibe it's got. It's
That's
really
just
bizarre.
they just had no idea that they were really that close to being murdered because if they had consented like in real lifetime,
Oh yeah,
they probably would have been murdered. But because he was like, no, Armin's like,
yeah.
like what?
I
Oh my
eventually
god.
Armin and Byrne started talking.
Yes.
Now Byrne wanted a certain thing, and they communicated for pretty much a couple of months every single day in the lead up to their
Hmm.
meeting.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
Byrne wanted to be emasculated, to basically have his dick cut off, and
Which
he
don't make
wanted
no sense, y'all.
no, he wanted to die. So he wanted to have his dick cut off, and then
Uh,
he wanted to be killed. And he wasn't really keen on the idea of being eaten, but he agreed as it kind of got him what he wanted. It's kind of like, well, yeah, like, if you cut my penis off and then you kill me, like
Yeah,
you can eat me afterwards. Like I don't care. Like I'm
yeah,
dead.
you won't know, right? Yeah.
Yeah. They met on the 9th of March 2001. Armin picked him up at the train station. They drove up to Armin's
Mhm.
house where they cuddled and made out for several hours, which again, strange. Like I'm gonna kill you and eat you, but I'm gonna kiss and cuddle you
Well,
first.
I mean, maybe he was like tasting that's not in good humor. He was tasting the product first. I don't
Uh,
know. Like,
no, so they set up video equipment to film
uh,
the mutilation because this was part of it as well.
yes. Yeah,
Armin
yeah.
prepared 6 knives, a butcher's knife, a hatchet, a meat grinder, and even downloaded a guide on how to butcher a human male from the web and printed it out as a
Jesus
step-by-step guide.
Christ. That's
This is
so
another
crazy
thing.
you can find that
It,
shit.
well, in the early 2000s, there was sites like the Jolly Rogers Cookbook where you could
There's
go and
rotten.com too. You ever know
yeah,
rotten.com? You probably find
yeah,
shit. Well, you found disgusting stuff on there, but probably cannibalistic stuff too.
yeah, like the early days of the internet was very unrestricted. Like if you wanted
Oh
to
yeah.
build a bomb or build like
You can
anything,
look
like
it up. You just
you
look it
could
up.
yeah, just go online, like I want to build this, and it'd go, there you
Mhm.
go.
Mhm.
I want to build a chemical weapon. Oh, this is how you make it. Like there was a
For
site,
real.
I think it was Jolly Rogers Cookbook, which was literally teaching you how to make home
Humans.
explosives.
Or,
Yeah.
oh no, no, sorry. There was a cookbook too that taught you how to make meals pertaining to cannibalism. Sorry, I overtalked you, but yes, that as well. The internet was fucking wild because it was so unrestricted. It's not like that now. I mean, obviously you can still look up stuff, but like I feel like you would be the popo gonna knock at your door if you start to Google that certain topics. Okay.
Yeah,
Don't do
I
that.
think so as well. But yeah,
Yeah.
back then it
Yeah.
was just wild.
Yeah.
Now, Burns' original request was for Armin to bite his penis off.
Girl, no.
Armin tried, but he was unable to bite it off. So he asked if it was okay to use a knife. And Burn kind of reluctantly went, yeah, okay, look, if you can't bite it off, you can't do it, just chop it off. It's fine.
You can't. Scott, you're a man. You know this. I don't need to tell you this. I like it's tough. It's a muscle. Like
Yeah.
it ain't getting bit off. Have you ever seen the movie Fresh?
Yes, I have.
I fucking love that movie. Anyway, it is also fits into our episode because like she does bite his dick.
Yeah.
Spoilers for anybody that hasn't seen Fresh. Sorry, but it's not my problem if you hadn't seen it. Fucking Sebastian Stan, thank you. Hottest cannibal ever. Anyways,
I think it is possible, but it's not.
You
it's
probably
not
could.
easy. It's not easy. Like
she didn't bite it off. She bit him to get out of like the fucking cave he had her in, and I think she bit him enough to bleed. But like obviously, you have to chew through that shit.
Yeah, you do. And the crazy thing about this is when he did cut it off, Bernd is like told Armin, oh, that wasn't quite as satisfying as I thought it was going to be. So after this, Armin bandaged him up. And they attempted to eat the penis, but it was too chewy. And they didn't like it.
And he said that it didn't taste as good as what he expected it. And I'm thinking, well, like, what did you expect a human to taste like?
I don't know, but the thing is, it didn't deter him. He didn't like it raw. So what he did was he pan-seared it with salt, pepper, garlic, and wine. But he burnt it, and then neither of them could eat it then because he burnt it.
But he also
what the fuck?
My mouth just hit the microphone like that looks very phallic. Anyways, the whole thing is that it's disgusting. I wouldn't want to like if I was starving to death or was like in a Dahmer party situation type thing, I guess if you had to eat I think I might just die, Scott. I don't know that I could because I have read that the closest analog to human meat would be pork. I don't really I like bacon and I like ham sometimes, but like I don't really like pork meat. And now when I look at pork meat, it's giving dick vibes. I don't want it.
No. Bernd actually joked that if he made it through the night, they could always have his balls for breakfast, one each. He's bleeding out at this point, and he's making jokes
exactly
about having
if you got your penis cut off, your ass. Well, I was going to say ask Lorena Bobbitt because she cut her husband's off, but they attached it because they found it. Thank goodness, right? Like Lorena Bobbitt, you know, John Wayne Bobbitt, she cut his dick off and threw it in a fucking ditch. They found it, successfully attached it back, and then he started doing like pornos. True story, bro. Like he started doing adult films.
So after this, Armin burned a bath. And then after he ran him a bath, he went to read a Star Trek book because he wanted to give Bernd his space. He'd go back and check on him every 15 minutes. Later on, he moved him back into the bedroom where he was still bleeding out. Around 1 o'clock in the morning, Bernd said that he needed the toilet, and Armin basically, well, that's fine, you can pee the bed. He's like, no, I want to go to the toilet. And when he picked him up, he collapsed and he died. And this is where the loss of blood was too much, and that was him kaput.
Well, autopsy reports, according to the documentary, stated that he was probably not actually dead at first when he was dismembered, that they believed that he was actually still alive.
Really?
A little bit. Yes. I'll have to give you the name of that documentary. I watched it up front because the kids were sleeping, of course. So me and Steven actually watched it because I was like, well, there's not many I can find. So let me try to get one in. And I was like, oh, so the coroner and stuff was like, yeah, so he probably suffered. It probably wasn't he did die, of course, but I feel like they had claims that he was actually still breathing
Oh,
when he was
wow.
starting to get dismembered. So that's just even more
That
awful to this already fucked up
Yeah,
story.
it is really awful because he dismembered the body and then he kept it in
Yes.
freezers.
Yeah,
Um,
he packaged it like you would like if you went to a butcher, like he
yeah.
had meats.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did, and he would consume the flesh, and then when he'd eaten a bit of the flesh, he'd bury the bones on the family estate.
Yeah.
He kept the head for 6 months as well, and
Uh,
he'd apparently
it's
done
already
some
been done.
done some sexual things with that before he buried the head.
Jesus
Um,
Christ.
he claimed to have fully assimilated Bernd, like, he claimed that he was now better at maths than he was before, now he'd eaten him, when he was
No.
arrested.
I know he made meatballs with him because, like, in the documentary, like I said, the documentary was actually pretty, like, gave you a lot of tidbits that you probably couldn't just Google because you have firsthand accounts. I guess, like, people, even like they spoke to one of Armin's neighbors, and he was like, oh, yeah, like in German, of course. So I had to subtitle it, but he was just like, yeah, he's a nice dude. And like, I'd probably let my kids play with him, like, because like he wasn't, there was no
Yeah,
fear set in. But yeah, they said he would mince the meat up and like he made meatballs. And then it made me think about fresh because that's what he served her when she was like asking about human meat. He made her meatballs and
yeah.
it was like,
It's crazy that
it
this
is.
happened for a start, but what happened after I found even more disturbing. So between
Mhm.
2001 and 2002, there were a further 40 slaughter meetings with volunteers and other cannibals from online forums that
Mhm.
met at Burns' house in the slaughter room. Now, everyone backed out before being killed,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
had various levels of torture and BDSM and kind of
Mhm.
different things, and it almost become like a cannibal club where different cannibals would come
Yeah.
and they'd do different things. There was one person they had who was determined to be eaten, and he basically demanded that Armin decapitate him there and then. Um, Armin refused him because he didn't like him because he didn't want to do it when he first got there, then was in, so he was indecisive and too fat for his tastes.
I mean, fat
Oh,
is flavor, bro. Like, what the fuck is
yeah,
what?
Armin was not in for that. Several other
Whatever.
people became part of the strange club known as the Cannibal Court, where
Mhm.
you could be eaten as a punishment. Um, None of these members have been arrested or prosecuted.
No, and that website was up for years. That was act like it was a forum. So, I mean, obviously, I'm sure I don't know that you could still find it now. I'm not Googling it, but I know that it was still like a thing for a
Yeah,
long time.
it
People
really
were
was.
still on there, probably getting their rocks off on like the shit Armin did, and people have their kinks, but that's don't do that. Please stop. Don't eat anybody.
Yeah, it's just
No.
so weird. I mean,
Mm.
Armin was arrested and he was sentenced to 8.5 years for manslaughter. He was then resentenced for life imprisonment for murder.
15
On
years, honey. 15 years is their life sentence.
Yeah, not quite, not
Well,
quite.
not quite, but like it's not the same. It's
No,
not like in
it's the same as
America.
here in the UK. So
Y'all
life
fuck
is
y'all make no sense. Y'all
yeah,
make no sense.
life is 15 to 25 years
Yeah, well,
before
that's
you
what I
get
meant. Yeah,
parole.
15 to 25, but I'm like,
Yeah, it's not life. It's not life at all. Um,
no.
so how he got caught was a student who was accidentally searching
Yeah.
the
This
forums.
was in the documentary. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently he was searching for horror and nervous thrills and then come
Mm.
across Armin. And he was asking Armin, like, did you really kill someone? And Armin's like, yeah, shit, yeah, I did. It was cool. And
Yeah.
the student went, okay then, and then reported it to the police.
Oh yeah,
It took
he basically made him have a full confession and the guy like trapped him, so to speak. Like,
yeah, it took the
yeah.
police a couple of months to actually find Armin on the back of
Mhm.
like the emails and
Mhm.
everything else, but they did eventually find him and they got a search warrant for his house. The slaughter room would not have been enough to convict him. But the half-eaten corpse of Burned, coupled with the video evidence, made it kind of a
Yeah.
slam dunk case. Like they've literally got a video of him
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
doing it. Um,
yeah.
One fact I found completely mind-bending and entertaining: the police didn't even watch the whole tape, not once, because they knew
I don't think that I would want
after
to, yeah.
no, but police like that, you'd expect them to make sure
Yeah,
they've got all
yeah,
the
finish.
evidence, but
Mhm,
the prosecuting officer or
mhm.
the lead officer said after 1 minute of footage, we knew we had a conviction.
Well, I think it wasn't like an implication. It's like, no, this dude straight up like killed him. He dismembered him. He ate his penis. I get all that, but I couldn't. That would not be something I'd want to do because it's not like the movies, you guys. This is like this dude really did this shit. It's not like fake.
Yeah, it's really bad. Like the first trial, Armin's defense team basically pushed that it was assisted suicide.
Yeah, which is bullshit. Well, I think that is actually a legal term. Some places that you could technically get that, not eating someone. That's not in that manner, but like people do stuff
Oh
like
yeah,
that. Like if they have
you
cancers and things
yeah, yeah,
like that,
you
right?
can get it, but they argued that that's what had happened here because Byrne
Yeah,
was
but it,
bullied, and they won their argument, which is why he
hmm
only got 8.5 years. It was later challenged by prosecutors and by Byrne's boyfriend. He had a boyfriend. We'll talk about his boyfriend in just a
yeah.
minute. Um, the challenge was successful. He was retried and convicted for murder, this time getting life imprisonment. He was
hmm
told in 2008 that he would not be eligible for parole for 15 years. His next appeal hearing is at some point this year, with many
hmm
experts believing he will be released.
I feel like I don't know because I was reading some stuff about that, and I know that like they let him out, like they would take him on trips, like daily, like outings. I guess, like I
Mhm.
said, like shit's wild over there, so I don't know. And they even remarked that he had become a vegetarian. I was like, oh, the irony! Y'all finally got it right. Y'all finally got it right.
Yeah,
It's like all of a sudden he was like in a choir, like he's doing all these like normal things and it's like, oh, he'll
but
definitely eat somebody. I don't know if he got psychiatric help. Do they maybe offer that there? I'm not
yeah,
sure.
no, he did have psychiatric help inside, but
I did it,
e
but like,
even so, like, he was doing all this normal stuff and being a really nice, respectable member of the
yeah,
community before and
before
during.
he ate it. Hmm
Yeah, and after he ate him, like, he was still
Yeah,
being that guy in the community that
I
people
don't
would
know.
let babysit their kids. Um, Byrne's boyfriend, so his boyfriend claims there was no signs that Byrne was upset. Apparently, that the day before he went away for his trip, he'd bought new electronics for the house. He'd bought like a new TV or a
Hmm
VCR or something like that, and he's like, "I had no clue." When he left for Armin's, his boyfriend was also one of the only attendees to his funeral. His boyfriend, a
It's
couple
just
of
a
police.
terrible situation
Eh,
with the victim and him being in such a really bad mental state, and the fact that he wanted to die, and
yeah,
it
he
doesn't
needed
even
help.
seem like he definitely needed help for sure. And I mean, I think obviously had he gotten that help and never met Armin, none of this would have happened. But Armin would have found another I'll say
Yes,
found another victim, probably, because there's more than one person that's unwell enough to do something like that. But it's still so sad because it was just like, I don't know.
yeah, it's really bad. 2004, Hugh Grant got in contact with Armin. So Hugh Grant wanted to buy the film rights, and he was going to
Hmm
cast himself as Armin,
Oh,
and Brad Pitt was signed on to play Bernd. Armin turned it down. The deal was worth $1 million, and Armin said
That's
no.
I don't know even how I feel about that. I actually didn't know that, but like I'm sort of like, that's a good thing.
Apparently, Hugh Grant thought it was a really good story to tell. He
Well,
received
yeah,
a lot of backlash from German press and German film and
yeah.
TV companies who there has been films inspired by this, but no one's really
hmm
done this
Not
exact
his like
story.
actual story. Yeah.
No. The family home was abandoned. It's still to this day owned by Armin. There are loads of videos of urban explorers. If you go onto YouTube and type
hmm
in Armin's house, urban explorers who literally go through the whole house, even the slaughter room, like, and have a proper look through it. You can't
hmm
visit yourself. In 2023, it was burnt down almost to the ground in an arson attack. Um,
Hmm.
uh, Armin Armin has done some wild shit in prison. The most wild beyond his rehabilitation that Heather already covered is he wrote a letter to Burns' boyfriend,
hmm
and in that
Yeah.
letter,
It's
he basically he gives his condolences, and then he says that, but it's okay because Bernd have, I quote, a beautiful death, the one he'd always dreamed of.
It's not. I think that he was so mentally unwell that, yeah, obviously his only option in his mind was to leave the earth, and he didn't think that things could get better, etc. So we don't actually know his mindset, but just given the facts that we know around it, that's what it sounded like. And so, like, that is so fucking condescending. He
Who
isn't
write,
like he's
who,
passive aggressive. You don't do
who
that.
sends that? No, who sends that letter? Like, the amount of similarities I take from Armin and Hannibal Lecter,
Yeah,
because that's
yeah.
the
They're
sort of
very
shit.
similar. They're very similar. They
They
are.
really are. It's like that's
Mhm.
the sort of shit that Hannibal Lecter would do. Send a
Mhm.
letter to the boyfriend of one of his victims. Like that. It's so wild. Like we do a thing on this show called MO, where we kind of explain what the MO of the guy is. I have no idea. Can the MO for him be Hannibal Lecter? Because that is literally all I've got. Like he doesn't have a particular pattern. He doesn't
Mm-mm.
have
And it
a
only
right.
happened once.
It only happened once, and
Mhm.
he's not hunting, he's looking for volunteers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
I
So
can't
his it's a lot different. Not the same.
yeah, I can't think of a way to round him up with an MO because he genuinely doesn't have one, and I think if he was let out, he would go
Mhm.
back to looking for more volunteers.
Well, the thing is like his the possibilities would be more endless with him because of like where we are today with technology.
Yeah,
We have the dark web and stuff like that. Like, don't go on the dark web, but like, you know what I'm saying? You have like there's so much crazy shit that he could definitely get into and be less likely to get caught if he
yeah,
knew like tech savvy enough. But I feel like his MO had more to do with just the fact that he wanted some sense of control in his life because of the mother always controlling him and basically not letting like he was joyous when she died
yeah,
because it was like as soon as she died, he was able to be who he wanted to be. He
yeah,
was not him. And I think that's part of why he seemed so picture perfect. He was so kind. He was so nice. We had to uphold this kind of like this alter ego type thing, you know, this facade. And so, like, yes, granted, people were like, oh, he's so nice. But it's like, you don't know what someone's dealing with behind closed doors. And his mom
yeah,
was
was
controlling him. And so for me, a lot of serial killers want control or it's a sexual gratification. I do think he had sexual gratification behind it because I know from the documentary that he masturbated a ton. He would rewatch the video that he did and he would
mm,
masturbate to it. So there's that sexual release. It's like it don't make no
yeah,
sense to us regular folk that are semi-normal, but it's like we would not. That's not a kink to be talking about, sirs
no,
or ma'ams. If you want to eat somebody's private parts and not in a happy way, you need to. The, y'all need to
y
get some help.
yeah, you need to sit down with someone and have a
You don't
long
want to
talk
eat
about
nobody. You don't want to try just eat you a pork chop.
Exactly that. Before we round this up, we have a couple of voicemails, so we're going to do those now.
Oh,
Funnily
okay.
enough, the
They're
first
not
one
me, are
is
they?
no, the first one is actually about eating someone.
Oh, okay.
So,
Hi,
right, there
Scott,
we go.
Heather, listening to the Pig Farm episode. The team that crashed in the movie Alive and also a newer version of it, Society of Snow from a few years back, was an Argentinian rugby team. And hell yes, I would definitely eat human flesh if my life depended on it. In fact, if it was me and somebody else there, I would kill them in order to eat them to survive.
He's saying for survival. He's
Yeah,
saying for survival. So, like, again, I don't know that I could do it, bro.
well,
I think I would throw up. But I feel like if you were at a like that movie
it,
Alive, the plane crash,
yeah,
right? They had to eat people to stay alive.
yeah. But like, if there was a piece of like human rump steak that had been like
You
seasoned
cook
and
it,
seared, like, would you even know?
maybe.
Like,
I've never ate ass. Like, I don't know, man. I don't
no.
know. I
That
don't-
that that is a sound bite for the ages. Heather saying, "I never eat ass."
It's just like not my thing. Like if you like to eat booty, that's fine. But like in all reality, I feel like if I was gonna eat a part of someone, probably like their butt, because it's like steaky like,
Yeah,
maybe their
yeah,
thigh. Something with some. I ain't trying to eat nobody's fucking foot. They ain't have my
no,
bones in it.
exactly that. We've got one more voicemail.
Okay.
Hi, so this is for True Crime Extra. Scott, Heather, just listen to the first show. It's great as usual. Heather, if you want to come to the UK and murder Scott on a live True Crime Extra episode, I'll gladly buy you a ticket to put you up in a hotel.
Oh my god. But low key, why did it sound like you were slicing meat?
Maybe he was.
I don't
Maybe he
know. He
was.
want to put me in a hotel, but you want to buy my ticket, man? Give me just put it on your back burner. Put it on your back burner when these babies are older. I ain't never been on a plane that long. I don't know if I could. Like, I want to. Me and Steven want to. We want to go
Well,
at some point in our
uh,
lives. It's
uh,
just a long plane ride.
well, at some point, potentially next year, it's looking like next year, me and Lisa may pop in and say hello to Wicked Wild Wild West, Heather, because we're looking at going to New Orleans.
I'm only like 4 hours from there.
I know.
Bitch, I will drive. If y'all fucking come here, y'all gonna make me so happy because I ain't even like we're going to New Orleans next month actually for a monster truck show. Yes, y'all go ahead and make fun of me. The most white trash shit y'all ever heard. It's for
I'm
Campbell. It's for Campbell. He's
and
obsessed with monster trucks.
even if it's not, monster trucks are awesome. I'm fully on board with
He,
that.
he's gonna get to see Gravedigger and Zombie. The
Even I
2 of
know,
his favorites. Like,
like,
he's gonna get to meet them. No, we got
and
tickets, like, he'll get to meet them.
the introduction for Gravedigger, even in this country, is legendary.
Yeah.
Gravedigger.
Oh, he's do you know how many Gravedigger monster trucks I have in my fucking house? A
I'm
toy
guessing a lot.
store full.
That's awesome.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, so that keep me up to date on that.
I
Don't
I will
fucking
do,
play around with me or I'm gonna have to eat
as
you.
as soon as we've booked it, I'll let you know. But we're trying to tie. We want to go to Mardi Gras, basically.
Mm.
That's our plan.
That's February. I
Yeah,
think February, because see, like, okay, so like Mardi Gras where I live is a little different because it's not as culturally significant because I'm like up north. But in New Orleans, they do that shit for like a week. It's
yeah,
like from what I hear, I have never attended Mardi Gras. I have like it's crazy. Like their
yeah.
bars are all open. You just walk into them. It's not like it's totally different. You're going to be like in a time warp. You're going to be like, where am I? Where's
Yeah,
Lisa?
that's kind of what we're looking. We always
Yeah.
wanted to do Mardi Gras, and we want to go to Rio and do Carnival as well. They're two things
Yeah,
that are
yeah, yeah, yeah.
on both
Yeah,
of our bucket lists. So
for
yeah, as soon
sure.
as we book, we will let you know. I'm going to let
Yes.
you round this case up first. How do you round up Mister Armin, the Hannibal Lecter cannibal?
I mean, God, how do I round this up? Do I pat it and form a patty and put it on a bun? I'm not sure. Y'all, that was really I don't know what's wrong with me. I haven't slept a lot. Scott knows this. I'm super tired. I'm dealing with my baby who's almost a year old. Is a year old. Will be probably a year old depending on when this comes out. Time's a flat circle. I don't know, you guys. But I'm just going to say that if you get the urge, if you're like, you know what, I like am really wondering what people taste like, don't eat them. Just go see someone, go see a mental health specialist because I guarantee you it's not romanticized like in the movie Fresh, where it's like that cannibal's hot. Sebastian Stan, isn't he the Winter Soldier? Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
Winter Soldier or whatever. I don't watch those movies, but I do know who he is. And it's like, it's not fun and games, bro. Like you don't eat people. We don't do that. They don't. I don't think they're going to taste good, no matter how much seasoning you put on them. I just don't think they're going to taste good. That's just me. Again, cannibals are not usually very hot. Well, wait a minute. Army Hammer. He's really hot. He's a cannibal.
yeah.
Well, they say he is. I really don't know all the story on that. So anyway, that's not what we're talking about. But like he is. I saw a picture of him and I was like, take a bite, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, you guys, overall, the whole thing is with this case is just that I don't know. I don't like Scott. I'm kind of stumped. I'm gonna be honest with you because in thinking about like what to say, I was like, we're gonna get into this case and it's gonna be like, this is what he did. He ate a dick. He ate this. The end. Because that's
Yeah.
it, guys. Like
Yeah,
there's not a lot of like rounding up to do with this case because he didn't get any other victims. He didn't kill anybody else. Would he have? Oh, 100%. I think he
yeah.
would have found more victims, but it's just it's a sad case because it has a lot of mental health stuff in this case. It's a lot of like sick and twisted fantasy stuff that became reality. And I'm sorry, but Armin has no remorse. Of course he doesn't, but like he really doesn't have any remorse.
No, he
Like,
doesn't.
is he going to get out? What do y'all think? No, I don't
Well,
think. I don't think so.
I'm going to choose my words carefully because Germany's not that far from here. If he does get out
That's
and listens to
right.
this show, I don't want him like nipping in to say hi.
Mm.
Like I've got no real words. Like a club of cannibals, like that just blows my mind. Also,
Yeah,
like the victim is tragically sad. Like the fact that
it
he
is
had a
very
boyfriend and
sad.
a life, and then he went and just gave himself to someone to basically mutilate and kill him is just awful. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't have a lot to say on this one, so I'm just going to let you sign us off, I think.
Yep. Well, I'm just going to sign us off, you guys. We hope that you do enjoy this episode per usual. And again, don't give information to strangers. Let's all be safe, but be kind to everybody. Don't fuck around because you might find out. Also, guys, before I sign us off, remember that you can beat your meat, but don't eat your meat. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
This ain't no fictional fright, it's real life horror taking flight from twisted motives and broken laws. It's the You Run podcast, bringing the screams and the flaws. Bringing the screams and the flaws. Bringing the screams and the flaws.
This man has no dick.